Welcome back to the Anti-Sabotage Archetype audio training. I am Liliana Varete and I'm excited to be guiding you on this journey. We're diving into our second audio and we'll talk all about your personal belief imprint. Now, in the previous audio, I walked you through your archetype light and shadow signs, how your subconscious mind works and how your beliefs get created, how to uncover your sabotage behavior, why it shows up, and an activity my clients use to create massive awareness and massive success as well. Now, if you haven't done the exercise from the previous audio, hit pause and go and do it right now. The audio for today won't have as much success without it. So take the time to do it and find those hidden beliefs, and I promise you won't be disappointed. Let's continue. Now that you know what your core belief is and how you self-sabotage, let's take a look at why you even have this belief in the first place. Now, why is this important? Because unfortunately, simple mindset work isn't enough to create a long-lasting change. I see so many clients who've struggled with feeling stuck, overwhelmed, and in a fight mode all the time because they were doing this surface-based work, like using affirmations or trying to be positive all the time. Here's the truth. There are 5 areas that you need to look at when it comes to your inner blocks. Area number 1, energy. Can you receive the flow easily? Are you connected to both earth energy, the one that we need to manifest anything, and universal energy? Or are you blocked and disconnected? The second area is mind. Is your set of beliefs and patterns positive or negative? Are your thoughts supportive of your outcome or not? Are your blocks mindset related or subconscious related? Area number 3 is emotions. Can your body process emotions easily? Do you have stuck emotions in your body? Is your heart open? Are there emotional blocks that need to be releasing? Fourth area is soul. Are your blocks from this or past life? Do you have karmic issues? Are your energy boundaries clean and strong? Do you have any negative attachments, cords, or hooks placed? Do you lead your business and life according to your divine path and purpose or not? And finally, the last area is physical. So I divide it in 2 sub-areas. One is the actual business knowledge and your action steps. Is your strategy aligned with who you are? Do you have the right business tools? Are you using the marketing strategy that is also aligned? And then the second subcategory is, not surprisingly, how strong and healthy is your body? As you can see, business is last in this list because everything else is a lot more important and very often overlooked. Now, I'm really excited in this audio training to be guiding you through subconscious and energy. This is such an important area and a great way to start discovering your mind blocks. I only wish I had more time with you to dive in and not only cover all 5 areas in great detail, but also carry out the change work so we could release all the beliefs and blocks in the way to your next and greatest success. What you can feel confident about is that I'm here to make sure you see your sabotage behaviors and energetic blocks. This knowledge is power, and you'll all treat it slightly different. So I know that for a few of you, it won't feel aligned to change yet. It might scare you or not feel like it's a good time. You may change your mind throughout this training, you may not. Whatever you decide, this is your guided path, and I'm so honored to be helping you in this very first stage. For a handful of others, you already have the resource and experts you can take your discoveries to, and they will support you in releasing any blocks. And then there's those of you itching to have success now, and those who want to find out more about how to take this training to the next level. And I absolutely love the eagerness, and I hope it's okay with you if I share more on how you can take this further in later audio trainings. Is this okay? Great. So let's go back to your subconscious limiting belief of your archetype that we found out in the first training. Let's take a look at where it originated. When we deal with the subconscious mind, it's crucial to find an imprint, aka when this belief came to existence the very first time for you. If we don't find the imprint, the long-lasting change won't occur, and you'll have to keep forcing yourself to choose differently all the time. I find it exhausting. You have to constantly be aware of what you should or shouldn't do. It's like being on a diet 24/7 and vigilantly watching what you eat and what you don't. It certainly doesn't align with ease, flow, and grace, does it? Now, I prefer doing the work once with the right experts and following the right system and then becoming a different person. Why delay success, right? So, how did you get that belief? The answer is simple: from your childhood. Our subconscious mind gets developed from the moment we are in our mom's womb all the way till we're 7 or 8 years old. Your brain is basically like an empty cassette recorder, and everyone around you can record anything they want. Your mind stores it and accepts it as an ultimate truth and reality. During this age, you learn your core beliefs about how the world works. For example, you can learn that if you are expressive and energetic as a child, it's somehow bad or wrong and you need to be like others. Or what kind of people exist in this world? People who are not broken, people who are special, and then you. And who you are in this world, aka that you won't be loved if you allow yourself to be more, or that you're too much. And it all comes from your primary caregivers, usually mom and dad, but also grandparents, uncles and aunts, kindergarten teachers, and etc. So once you find the imprint from your childhood, you can actually do the change work to uproot the belief from your brain and mind and install a positive vibrational belief instead. I've witnessed clients going through this process and making 10 times their revenue the week after, or tripling their prices and signing a paid-in-full client the next day, or getting pregnant after miscarriage and haven't been told they wouldn't be able to do so while running their business. You get the gist. My clients make quantum leaps after the deep inner work. So how do you find the imprint? There are many techniques I use, but I have one special one which works well in audio. What I love about the work we're doing in this audio is the money, energy, and time it can save you. Today, I'll help you gain further clarity on your beliefs so you can feel them and understand how they function in your brain and body. It'll also give you some insights into how they dictate your results. Now, by knowing this, you can direct your time, your money, and energy to the right experts to help you create your next level of success. Wouldn't that be amazing? It'll also be invaluable knowledge for those of you who are joining our Next Success That Struggle live event or group program. We take what you learn here and support you to do the change work to break through and release those beliefs that no longer serve you so you can create your own vision. I've had clients attend one session and tell me that this knowledge was worth millions of dollars. Why? Because imagine when you're running a 6, a multiple 6, a 7, or multiple 7-figure business, you would want to know your blind spots. And when I ask people, what is it worth to them to find the blind spots that are preventing them from their next level, the answer is always the same: priceless. So let's go back to the exercise I gave in the first audio and get really, really intentional about it. So this is where you'd probably want to take your workbook or the notebook that you were using to do this first exercise that we did in the first audio. And you would make sure that you get the answers ready for you. It's really important. So go ahead and take a comfortable seat with a tall spine. Breathe deeply for 3 rounds. Center yourself and ground. Close your eyes if you haven't already done that. And just keep taking deep inhales and slightly longer exhales. And relax your body. Now go ahead and hug yourself really tightly and lovingly. Just wrap your arms around you. And remember something really, really positive. Something that you experienced today that was really good and happy, or something that you're really looking forward to experiencing today, or just a really happy memory. And as you're hugging yourself, tune into that good feeling. Where do you feel it in your body? How strongly do you feel it in your body? And just really tune into this experience and hugging yourself. And remember how good it feels. So just take a couple of more deep breaths, hugging yourself and going through this experience. And then let's go back to the exercise from audio number 1, the awareness exercise. We're going to go straight into what it is that you're experiencing in your business currently that you don't want to experience, that you don't want to have, to be, or to do, or to experience. And then we're also really curious about what kind of feelings go along with that, feelings, emotions, and sensations. What thoughts go along with this experience and feelings and emotions? What actions do you take and not take when you're within this experience? And finally, what does one have to believe to experience this kind of result in business, along with the feelings, thoughts, and actions? So what we're really curious about is, what are the beliefs that someone might have when they're experiencing this result, take these actions, think these thoughts, and feel those feelings? And we're also really curious about the feelings themselves. So we're going to go a little bit through a slightly uncomfortable process, but at the end we'll seal it on a happy note, so don't worry about it. What we're going to do is I'm going to ask you to concentrate on those feelings that you discovered and on those thoughts and beliefs. And although you may have never done this before, you're going to start going backwards on the line of your life, using the parts of you that know how to do this. And we're going to search for the first time you ever felt those feelings and experienced those beliefs as well. So using the parts of you that know how to do this, go backwards on the line of your life. Go backwards throughout the memory lane of your life and try to search and find for the first time you ever experienced those emotions and sensations and believed those thoughts as well. We're really curious about how young do you have to go? And if it's younger than 7, that's perfect. If it's not, that's okay as well. And you might find a perfect memory, or you might think that you're making things up, which usually means that you are on the right track. So just keep searching and looking for that first ever time where you experience those emotions and believe those thoughts as well. And once you've found that memory or got an intuitive hint of what it might be, just begin looking at that memory as if you were watching a movie. And we want to notice, how old were you within that memory? What was happening that you were paying attention to? What were you seeing was going on around you? What was that memory? And who influenced that belief coming up for you? What happened that you made that decision about yourself or the world or people? Just notice how it got formed in your mind because of that specific experience. And you may pause the audio so that you can have a bit more time to dive in a bit deeper should you want to. And once you find that memory and those answers, just go ahead and open up your eyes. We're going to take a deep, big breath in, move your body, shake your shoulders, and then go ahead and hug yourself. Hug yourself again like we did in the very beginning. Hug yourself tightly and lovingly and think of that positive memory we began here with today. And just breathe into your body, into that space, tuning into those positive, happy emotions and sensations. And again, you can pause the audio until you feel like that feels complete and you feel good. And congrats, you found your belief imprint. The next step would be to release it. Heal the wound. Move your shadow into the light. For the Trailblazer archetype, the antidote to the I won't be loved if I allow myself to be more is I can never make other people feel enough if they don't do it themselves. Or I can be, do, and have more and still be loved and accepted. Or by sharing my success, abundance, and authenticity, I allow others to do the same. Or I help others by being a leader. Now, how does that work in business when you get to re-imprint this belief? Let me give you another example of a client who found out that her core imprint happened when she was around 5 years old. Her father always commented on how everything she did was somehow wrong, a very common thing for parents to criticize their child and hope for them to do better. That it wasn't done right or it wasn't good enough, and it was common for her parents to use other kids as an example of what good and acceptable meant. So from that age, she carried away a belief that something must be wrong with her, that she is somehow broken, and in order to be a part of her family, she had to do something different. Once we released that imprint from her mind, she was finally able to feel light in her body and right, quote unquote, to raise pricing and create the life she wanted for herself and for her family. She went from making $5,000 months to $30,000 months, practically overnight, just because money objections were not an issue and her new price allowed her to sign less clients and make more money. Now, one thing I do want to let you know is that results like this are possible for everyone. Again, because my client didn't do an external change work, but the internal change work to see the external results. That means that you can absolutely do the same. Now, homework. Think about what other meanings could be possible in the situation that you uncovered. What else could be true instead of that limiting belief that you imprinted? From your vantage point of view now, what other thoughts and beliefs could have been used that were positive? Journal out around that, and I'll see you in the next audio.